Howdy everyone, and welcome back to more for the Sonic series. I'm Black Shadow, and today we're having our beginnings with Sonic 2 from 1992. Came out just 1 year after the release of the initial Sonic, which did pretty well, but there's some interesting notes to be had here for this game. First of all, as I've mentioned prior, this is the first Sonic game that I actually ever played when I was about like 8-9 years old, so it's going to be kind of interesting coming back to this. I never got particularly far in it though. I wasn't too good at video games at the time. However, this game does feature the debut of Tails. This is the first time that they ever appeared in the series. Sonic 1 did pretty decently. However, there were some things that the developers noted at Sega. First off, that they felt like they needed to do something to kind of attract newer people, obviously, into the series. So having a second character would be a good addition. However, it was also noted that the game Sonic 1 did a lot better in America than it actually did in Japan. So a second character would have an opportunity to kind of appeal more to that sort of audience, which ultimately resulted in the creation of Tails. Now, there's always been a little bit of confusion regarding Tails' name, specifically see Miles Tails Prower. So I'm not going to go into full details here, but the TLDR basically is there was a difference of opinion between the creators of the game and like their marketing team. The creator, Yasushi Yamaguchi, originally named him as Miles Per Hour, which is a play on miles per hour. Very, very cute. But the marketing team basically said, that's not really going to work, and we want to think it's better off naming him Tails because of the twin tails that he has. Basically, they couldn't come to an agreement, and so they decided that they would simply meet in the middle. And so, legally, Miles Per Hour, but his nickname is Tails. And that is why it's such a complicated name and confused me for years. With that done, it's time for us to have a blast, and you'll notice as we get into this that there are definitely a lot of good under-the-hood changes. First game level, or at least the game, is Emerald Hill Zone. So, as noted, this can be played with both Sonic and Tails. Tails is controlled by the AI. You can choose to play the game by Sonic on his own, or in fact, Tails on his own. You go into the option menu and decide that. Tails will do his best to basically follow whatever you do, acting slightly delayed, which may or may not be of some use. Tails will likely get into some problems. It won't cost you for the most part. Other things that are notably changed is that the graphics look a little bit stronger. Also, the addition of the Spin Dash. Yep, as I mentioned, wasn't in the first game, but they introduced it into the second one. Thank goodness for that. One other thing I would also make a mention as well for this game is that, and something that was definitely noted by a few of you guys in the first game, is how, like, for a game that is built about being, like, heavily based on speed, there actually wasn't all that much of it available. And this is indeed true. Ow. So, I think there is definitely a shot through the floor. So there was definitely an adjustment made to basically look to improve the situation and, you know, make levels faster, make them a lot more easier to get around. And I think for the large part, they probably achieved that. You can still go for a bit more methodically, and there are a couple of stages later on in the game which are perhaps a little bit slower in nature. But the early few stages, if you want to just blast through at 1,000,000 miles an hour, you can definitely go ahead and do that. We are going to explore a bit more this stage, however. We're taking this large bottom route here, but we now join back up the world. We are going to go backwards ourselves. Nope, I want to get up there. Damn it. So, other thing that should be mentioned as I fall down there accidentally is there is change to special stages. Previously, you'd have to get the 50 rings to the end stage, to the end point, and then jump into the ring that spawns at the end. Well, they changed that strategy, and so now what you've got to do is, and this is something that stayed with for a lot of the series, is having 50 rings in once you reach a checkpoint, these star posts, and you'll get access to the special stages right there, which is good because it means, in theory, you got more opportunities. I was trying to do all the good stuff there. It does mean you've got more opportunities to, like, actually get to the special stages, but it also means that there's, you know, there are some other issues with that. If you're running fast enough, just swing along those. Very nice. Some star power up there, which I while I'm interested in that, more and more interested in what is up here. Okay. There we are. Can I get up there? Yeah, I can. Alright. So, here we are. This is one of these star posts. So once you swing it, there'll be this little star ring that appears in here. And you simply jump in and rock and roll. Now, I'm going to actually make a save state here because the special stages for the second game are, in my opinion, slightly infamous. Not just for their challenge, which definitely is a thing, but also there's a surprising amount of complexity to what's going on here, and I do want to make a point of kind of highlighting this. So we're going to talk about this in a little bit more detail. So let's jump in to the special stage, the half pipes. So these are pretty challenging, and I think out of the opening 3 games, the hardest special stage is by distance. So what you've got to do is basically go ahead and collect rings. You control Sonic Tails if you've got them will follow you, and you basically just got to move around the half pipe and get at least 40 rings in a situation to get through to the stage. All of these have like 3 stages to them. If you do not have enough rings once you get to the next section, you will fail and you'll be kicked out. Like that. Rings do require, we'll carry on. So now we need any rings, basically. Seems pretty simple. Well, it gets a lot more complicated than this. First off, as you're going through, like, these various pipe sections, like there, you can't really see what the heck's going on. There's all these bombs there. You'll lose 10 rings for hitting those. It's not so good there. Now, interesting thing to note is that there are actually different conditions for how many rings you need to get through. So, for example, for Sonic and Tails, we need 140 rings here. Well, if I told you you're only playing as Sonic, for example, you actually need a lot less. It's about like 120, 130 to get to that stage. Any of these you do with Sonic and Tails, you do need some extra rings. It's partly due to the fact that, in theory, Tails acts as a bit of a safety net for you. In that he does act slightly after you, so you can catch some more there. There's our Chaos Emerald. However, it can also be a bad thing. So, not only can you hit those mines and lose 10 rings, Tails can also hit those mines and lose 10 rings. So some of these stages later on, I think are actually legitimately harder playing as Sonic and Tails, and it's pretty tough sometimes. Also, things to note as well, if you're playing this as Sonic and Knuckles, in the original game, you actually need less rings than Sonic does on his own. Why? I don't know, it's a thing. Also, something that was in the original game, you might notice here, as you exit the special stages, you come out with no rings whatsoever. Yep, you lose everything. So be careful about that. There are a couple of these spots that can put you in some tricky locations. Be careful. That also means if you're at like sort of like 85, 90 rings, you might be better off actually trying to trying to get hold of, say, your extra life first. I did not mean to fall down here. And then go back and get your special stage. So it's a balance you've got to find. You know, it is what it is. Right. Third time's a charm, Shadow. There you go, look at you. You being a good player of this game. I hate these things. They are brilliant. I'm gonna need these extra lives, by the way, kids. I'm not gonna lie. There's some bad things coming. Don't think there's anything down here. No, it's just a place you can go if you fancy doing that. So I guess that's cool. But yeah, there's some potentially really nasty spots you can get yourself stuck in here. Anyways, way across here. Damn. We are going to want to stack up some lives as well. There are some tough sections to Sonic 2, by the way. Some very tough sections to Sonic 2. So stacking up on those lives early, gonna be useful. There we are. There's a couple of these, what's the word I'm looking for here? English is difficult. There's a couple of these, like star poles dotted about in the first stage. Most of them are around later on, however, so that is worth noting. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that. Anyways, let's go ahead and actually make some speed here. Huh! I didn't know this was here! Huh! Nice! I had no idea that was there. That's news to me. Good job, Tails. Okay, now... No! Oh, there's a star pole above us. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get enough rings for it. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal. There's a lot of ways to go wrong in this game. It is unfortunate. Damn it, I need to get up there. Also, do you notice there, by the way, no insta spike to spike death? Yeah, they took that out of this game because they realized that it was a terrible game mechanic and should not have existed in the first place. Anyway, I want to get up here. One thing I will definitely give, however, is that it is very easy. Ah, that's the way up there. No! Damn it, I need to get up there. There it is up there. I don't think we're going to make it. It's fine. Let's get out of here. It is definitely, I find, easy in the second game. Although you can go really fast, it can also be really easy to, like, time yourself out in several stages. Looking at you, Casino Knight. But, you know, as long as you're having fun, I guess that's the main thing. Okay. So, stage 2 it is. Now, as far as progression is concerned, again, still pretty straightforward. You know, the Emerald Hill Zoo is pretty easy, you know? I don't think overall, like, Tails largely is going to be, you know, is more useful than not. Sometimes, oh, yeah, I saw that happening. I don't think sometimes, like, you can get yourself into a bit of a bother, but, generally speaking, like, I'd rather have Tails than not. We're not quite at the third game, however, where you can actually, like, if you got Sonic and Tails, like, has the ability to fly around the map. But it isn't until the third game where if you're playing as Sonic with Tails, you can incorporate both abilities. As it is as Sonic, Tails just kind of follows, you know, as the trusty sidekick that he is. We'll talk about that in the next game. Need to get up there. That is incredibly important to get up there. Right, let's try it again. Go for it. There we are. No! Oh, that just about works. Alright. Give me some coins. We do need to stack up on whatever lives we can, though. We're going to need them later on. There's some bad stuff coming. I believe there's a... it's down here from my notes. Here we are. Another star pole here. But I do want to get hold of the extra life first. So let's go ahead stack up the coins here first. Should be able to get some more back here. It's not how I intended to do that, but sure. Can I find 9 rings from somewhere? There's 1. Man. Okay. I'm going to suggest that we move forward and then we come back and get this pole. Because we do need to try... I want to clear these emeralds as soon as possible because they are pretty tough. So yeah, if Tails goes too far, he'll like kind of like respawn for you. There we go. There's 100 rings. Oh, that was so close. Didn't know anything about that. Good grief. Okay. We've got to go all the way around again. These perilous damn things. That's one thing I will say in Sonic 2 is that the enemies that are about, they will attack you incredibly aggressively. In the first game, like, someone will attack you, but it takes a moment to do something. And the same in the third. But in Sonic 2, they are incredibly aggressive. They will beat the piss out of you if you let them. Alright, here we go then. Half pipe number 2. Do I remember these half pipes? No. Alright, 50 rings it is. Now, one thing you can also do as well is that you can still jump. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have done. You can still jump in these half pipes. And there are times where you'll need to jump from one side to another. Oh, this is bad. Help. Help. Oh, just about. You also need to try and gather as many as you can, definitely, so that you can. Yeah, so if I'm on one side, you can actually jump across the other here, which is, you know, notable. And there are times you'll need to do that. So you see here, for example, we need to start like swinging across here. This is really tough. And it's ones like these, because in fact, Tails delays, and like you've only got so much knowledge yourself as to where these things are. So you've got to like act really fast to keep Tails out of trouble here. This is where some of these I think are really hard as Sonic and Tails. Especially around these corners when you just can't see anything. Oh, that was nasty. Also, what can happen is that, what can happen is if Sonic gets hit by a bomb, you'll notice that he actually falls behind Tails. So not only do you have a situation where Tails acts after Sonic, but Tails is actually ahead of Sonic as well. It's an absolute mess. So yeah, some of these I think are really tough to get in Sonic and Tails. So much so that I would maybe even suggest, for the first time you play this game, play it with just Sonic so you don't have to worry about that. Because it is very challenging. Anyways. Alright then. Another star post here. I'm going to try and not activate it. Yeah, you see stuff like that? That's really nasty. Hello. Now, if I was a betting man, I would assume there's a way to get there from the other side. Which is going to be down here, right? Fortunately, you can't, like, look... Oh, yeah, you can kind of look down at the camera. Now you've piqued my interest, game. I want to know how to do that. I've not come in here with all of, like, the knowledge. Guess I can't get in. Maybe that's a Knuckles thing. It's possible. There we go. Alright, let's move on. Little crawl. Oh, I see you. Yeah. Tails is like, hey, there's secrets here, buddy. I'm like, I know. I'm trying to work out how to get there. Come on, you. Get in. Damn it. Tails made it as well. Ah, whatever. It's fine. We'll be alright. We'll be fine. He says, knowing that it wouldn't all be fine. This is going towards, like, the end of the stage. I don't know where we are right now. No. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, again, given, like, how difficult the special stages are, like, we are going to have a lot of cracks at them. So, I am going to be endeavoring trying to get on as much as I can here. Let's jump across here for some more. Do you remember where that post was? Oh, what was that? Hello. Ah, star power. Okay, nice. Where the heck are we? This is nasty. Get him, Tails! Yeah! No! Well, that puts an end to any hopes that I had. Alright, let's just get out of this damn stage, I suppose. Except our... freaking Tails just like, yeah, I've gotten here twice. And I was like, what's the problem? You know, it's easy. I'm like, damn you. Oh, goodness me. Alright, then. I don't think we've got any more statistics we're going to have here. I think we should approach the turn. Damn it. Can we be back here? Maybe. Another shield. That is assumedly death, and I don't want to fall down there. Alright, we've messed about enough here. Let's get out of here. Uh-oh. Robotnik! Yep. He's back! So, one thing is worth noting in this game is not only can you hit, Robotnik, but also Tails definitely can. And there are times where Tails might manage to give you a little extra hit here, so, you know, take him as you can. The difficulty of trying to take out Robotnik's gone up from, used to be 6 hits in the first game, now it's 8, which is a standard that would be kept in most of the rest of the game. But very easy early boss. Come on. Get out of here! We would take glorious victory. Woo! Very good. You get control of your character around these. Also, something else that they kept in, especially in the third game. It's a nice touch. Anyway, so yeah, that was the Emerald Hill Zone. Pretty cool. Next up's Chemical Plant with one of the snazzier tunes of the entire series. Love this place. I'll see you then.